We've got news about Captain America Brave New World, Agatha, and Inside Out 2, Bioshock 4. We've got a full-packed episode, ladies and gentlemen, but you know what comes up first.
Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights Camera Rant. What a week it has been, guys. I have to say this is a first this week. We got the chance to go to two different premieres this week for two brand new movies, which I was so excited and privileged to go for, which thank you very much to Universal. Thank you very much to Studio Canal for the invites. On Wednesday, I got to go to the advanced premiere of Twisters, which we've already dropped our review for that. That's already out right now. That was such an awesome experience. You know, you walked up, there was this giant stage for you to take photos of in front of the massive poster. There was also a fan to create the nice twister effect, which was pretty cool. And they had one of those 360 cameras too. That was awesome. You know, I was so excited when I got the email saying, "Hey, you've been invited to the Twister premiere." I was like, "Yes, yes, I'm there." I'm typing straight away to them, going like, "Yes. I'll be right there." Took my partner Maddie. We got to go, and we both loved it. Mr. Mark My Words, he was also there as well. That was great to see. It's interesting. You know, it's still how many premieres I've gone to so far, which I'm very grateful for and very thankful. It's still a weird experience going into a movie, sitting down to watch it, and knowing that there's security guards on the aisles back and forth watching you. Like, that's still such a weird experience. Probably, I've only gone to one premiere, which was for The Flash, where they gave us envelopes, and you had to put your phone in the envelope, and it had to be like on your legs, or had to be there, and you had to keep it there the entire film. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's that's another little extra factor. But that's probably one of the weirdest ones. But everything else has obviously just been keep your phone to your pocket. But yeah, still seeing security guards is weird. But look, I highly recommend you going and see Twisters. As an absolute summer blockbuster. There was a couple of points were a bit shaky, which I do get into my review, so please go check that out. And the second premiere that we're going to go see was for Longlegs. This is a brand new horror movie with Nicolas Cage. It's getting some rave reviews, and shit, it is up there on the weird, the strange, and the horrific. We're going to be doing a review for that movie as well. So that will be coming out in next week as I'm recording this. But yeah, I keep calling it Legolas every time I see the post. I'm like, oh, Legolas. No, but Longlegs. For horror fans, you need to go see this. This is, as I said, weird, freaky, horrific, all the above. But Nicolas Cage, again, does such a fantastic performance. And he's just creepy through the entire film. So understand why, but there are a couple of things that we need to talk about what need to be fixed in it. So that is going to be what we're going to talk about as well. But look, thank you so much, as always. For anyone brand new coming to the show, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Pull up a seat, crack over a can, and enjoy the rants. And anyone who's coming back again and again, always appreciate it every single week that you're being here. And as always, definitely check out our Instagram and Twitter and all the fun stuff. But let's get in to the biggest news that's happened the past week. And just as I was about to hit go live on this, I also like to say is I just saw a report. Apparently, Disney has also just been hacked. Some hackers have got a shit ton of information from the big House of Mouse. Sorry. Disney has been hacked by some hackers. All the data has been leaked. And where it's going to rock up and show is the $1 million question. But yeah, I was just about to click live. I just saw Disney hacked. I was like, oh, well, shit. And we saw what happened to the game developer Insomnia with all the Spider-Man and Wolverine. They all got hacked and leaked. And probably actually is interesting. Getting hacked is not good. Holding ramps for information is not good, but I'm very curious to know and that information of like how many projects that they've got there that never saw the light of day or were being worked on at some point that might come to fruition. Now, it was Disney. Hopefully, it's not Marvel because Marvel's information. I don't want to get anything spoiled until San Diego Comic-Con, which apparently Marvel's getting a full hour for their Comic-Con show. So I can't wait to see that. Wait to see what they're going to announce, see the cast, everything, and then getting Marvel back on course, which I feel like that's exactly what Deadpool and Wolverine is going to do. And I also feel that's what Captain America Brave New World is going to do. And we're going to get into that a little bit more. But still speaking of superheroes, 3 years ago? Shit. Or 4 years ago now. 2021, we finally got Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, a 4-hour movie that had been rumored. We saw clips, we saw photos, and we finally got it. And it is brilliant. It is fantastic. Yes, it is extremely long for a movie, but you watch it and then you watch the Joss Whedon one, and they're completely different films. One is fantastic, and one is a big pile of shit. And unfortunately, the one that hit the theaters was the big pile of shit. However, that might be changing. Zack Snyder has said in a recent interview on his Vero website that the Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, will be going to theaters for the very first time. More news to come later this year. So I would be so excited if this came to the big screen. And it looks like it will be. And I will 100% be buying my ticket to go see this on the big screen. Yes, it is 4 hours. Might need intermission in between that. But look, you still save Oppenheimer, which was 3 hours. So I'm really excited for this. And the thing is, he also shot the way he shot it. Even if you have it on a really big TV, it's just basically a square box. And that's the aspect ratio that he shot it in. He said, oh, that's the best way. I'm like, No. And if this is going on the big screen, this better be, I want wide shots. I want this to fill the entire screen. I don't want a small box, which he's done for when you go watch on HBO Max or DVD or whatever. But get excited. And I'll be getting my tickets, but Zack Snyder fans, for Zack Snyder Justice League, it will be coming to the big screen very soon. Also, what we got this week was we got the first trailer for Agatha, and we also got the release date for that, which is coming out September the 18th, with a 2-episode premiere, building right up to Halloween. So, for anyone who doesn't know what Agatha is the sequel TV show to WandaVision. Now, this is had an interesting development cycle. The title has changed about 4 to 5 times. And then the whole thing is like, oh, it was Agatha all along. That's why the title kept changing. And you're like, oh, sure it bloody was. I bet it wasn't. So this TV show, the trailer shows Agatha, still in her possessed mind or still under the spell of Wanda as she left her. And, we see the new cast members. We see some returning characters. And it just looks it's dark, it's scary, and I was saying this to a friend the other day. I was like, if you showed me a trailer for that, and didn't tell me it was Marvel, I wouldn't think it was Marvel. I'd be like, okay, that looks like a brand new Netflix TV show that's probably going on after or before Wednesday. And I was like, this just looks slightly different compared to, not slightly different, but a lot of different in the right direction, because we're going to be getting this, and then we're going to get Marvel Zombies. So in the next 4 to 5 months, we're going a very darker route for the MCU, which we'll be finishing off with Eyes of Wakanda and What If. It's meant to be Agatha, Marvel Zombies, What If Season 3, and Eyes of Wakanda. That's rumored for the next 6 months. So coming off the bat, if we get Marvel Zombies, we're going a very darker route going into this, and I cannot say I can't love it anymore. So I don't know, how can I put this? I was kind of like on the fence for Agatha when the show got first announced. I was like, okay, she was a good character in WandaVision, but why the hell are we getting a TV show? Seeing that trailer, I'm like, yes, take my money. I can't wait for this. This looks really good. So September the 18th, lock it in. Agatha all along coming out, and this is dark, twisted. So I don't think this is going to be anything to do with any little kids. This is going to be a little bit more of that age up. But definitely know what you thought of your trailer. Also, now this was rumored, and in the past week we got the full official announcement. Shrek 5 is on the way, and that is coming out next year in July 2026, which is, Toy Story 5, Shrek 5, and Superman. And we're all getting in July. So the summer blockbuster next year is looking stacked. And the reason why it's looking so stacked is because what happened in last year with the writer's strike, the actor's strike, everything's been delayed. So that's why this year is a little bit thinning on the big blockbusters, but why next year is looking absolutely massive and packed. That's why. So Shrek 5 for Shrek fans, July. No details on the plot right now. Very curious to see what's going to be happening. But especially it's going head-to-head with Toy Story 5, which I know, unfortunately, being a bigger Toy Story fan, I'll be going to see Toy Story 5 first. But speaking of Pixar, Inside Out 2 has become the biggest grossing film for Pixar ever, period. Currently, that title was held by Incredibles 2, but now that has been smashed by Inside Out 2 with currently a whopping $1.25 billion at the global box office, which is insane, but also fantastic for Pixar to show the fact that they could be, same thing on Marvel, they could be back on track with what they're doing. All the reviews for Inside Out 2 have been quite positive. Everyone I've spoken to, I haven't seen it yet, but everyone telling me it's pretty good. It's just good as the original, which I've only seen the original, I think, once. But it's good to see that Pixar could be back on track. And if you told me that Inside Out 2 was going to be the highest grossing Pixar film ever, I'd be like, no. I would have said, Toy Story, Incredibles 2, but again, Toy Story 5 might change that completely next year and might take the cake. But so for right now, congratulations to Inside Out 2 with a whopping 1.25 billion. Oh, Jesus. Also, now this is a game that I feel like it has just been in development. Hell, it's been rumored, there's been leaks, there's been this has been that, and it's just one of those games that, like, all the hype for it is just completely gone because you're like, will it ever come out? Will we ever see Bioshock 4? Now, imagine having a game franchise where you've only released 3 games and every single game has been insane, has been fantastic, has had an absolute cult following. It in the same time that franchise is in the same breath as like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. It's just that type of quality and depth, and people clamoring for it. Imagine releasing the 3rd game and then just taking a sweet ass time to release the next one. Now, not to mention, I know some people probably said to me, "Oh, well, if it's a trilogy, technically you got Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite." So the next one is Bioshock 4, which the senior cinematographer on the game has said the fact that apparently right now development for it has ramped up because they're seeking new staff members. They're asking for more people to come on board and start working on this game. And if that's the case, Bioshock 4 is so overdue to come out. The fans are wanting it. We're needing it. The next, what is it? Starts with L. I'm trying to remember. It starts with L. One of the original directors of Bioshock is making this game, and it's so Bioshock inspired. It's not even funny. I can see the poster. It's coming out next year. I want to say ludicrous, but it's not ludicrous. I could see the poster, everything. It's going to annoy me so much. But there is a Bioshock game from one of the original creators coming out next year, which looks fantastic. I will be buying it. That is going to be the next thing that hold over fans until Bioshock 4 comes out. So keep that in mind. It's going to annoy me so much. Oh, Bioshock. No. It starts with L. It's going to annoy me the crap out of me. But Bioshock 4 fans, hopefully this is something that we can ride on and that this will actually come to fruition and we can actually officially get an announcement of what the hell, of where, when, anything like that for this, because it's totally up in the air, no pun intended, because of Bioshock Infinite, of where this is going to be set. Also, speaking of Superman Legacy, Superman Legacy is what it was called. Now it's just called Superman. Superman we are less than 1 year to kicking off James Gunn's DC universe. And because James Gunn did put on his Instagram and posted this photo of the logo and saying it's 1 year to go. And that's what I mean. Like, Superman Legacy, Fantastic Four as well is coming out, I think, next week as well. It's big going into summer next year. And, we've seen some leaked photos of Superman Legacy. We've seen some of the new cast members, some action set pieces. And look, I really do hope this lives up to the hype, especially being a James Gunn movie, seeing what he's done in the past. Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy. Just fingers crossed that this is going to be fantastic. This is going to be great and revitalize the fans for a Superman movie, because it's been it'll be about 12 years, 10 or 12 years since the last Superman movie. And I know, we shouldn't be getting sequel, whichever, everything's going on about. But, just, I think because everyone wanted another Henry Cavill Superman movie, and we never got one. We were meant to get still 2 and 3, which we were meant to get, which we never did. But Superman Legacy, hopefully that'll be a different kettle of fish. And another thing is I didn't think about as well is, like, I'm very curious to hear the new Superman theme, because we have the iconic Superman theme from Superman 1, 2, and 3, 4, and Returns, and then we got the brand new theme for Man of Steel, which is iconic, Flight by Hans Zimmer. But what's this new theme going to be? Is it going to live up to the hype? And I remember saying the same thing about the Batman. When I heard the new theme for Batman, I was like, oh, this isn't as good as the last one. went and saw the movie, and wow, that theme fits. I still listen to the Batman theme, which again, so annoying that the Batman's not coming out until 2026. Feels like it's been ages since what's his name? Matt Reeves' Batman came out. Feels so long. But then again, we're going diving back into that world, and then Penguin coming in September, and then we've got the Joker too. So hold on, it's all coming very, very slow. But Superman fans, less than 1 year to go. Now, this is the most exciting thing we got the brand new Captain America Brave New World trailer, which was, funny enough, I saw it was rumored, and then another rumor saying it had been delayed, and another rumor saying it wasn't coming out, and then bang, I woke up to it because obviously the time difference being in Australia. But yeah, Captain America Brave New World. Now, this movie has gone through reshoots, it's gone through delays. This is coming out in Feb 14th. So Valentine's Day, unfortunately, it's Marvel Day, and we're going to be going to see Captain America New World. Now, this is the fourth entry into the Captain America movies. This, of course, does not contain Steve Rogers. This is all about Sam Wilson becoming Captain America and leading into it. And obviously, we saw the brand new Harrison Ford taking on the recasting the role as Thunderbolt Ross and running for president. And yeah, this trailer had massive Winter Soldier vibes. You know, it was action. It was political. It didn't like this seemed like more like something like a Jason Bourne type of movie. You know, and look, the Captain America trilogy that contain this is one of the most solid trilogies in the MCU. Captain America was great as first Avenger, was great as an origin story. Winter Soldier, it was fantastic and is one of the standard barriers for all MCU movies moving forward. And Captain America 3 Civil War was gut-wrenching. It was fantastic. So much writing on the line. And, you know, that movie is so... I think people forget how crucial that movie is for Infinity War and everything leading into it. Because you remember... Because of Civil War, it's because why the team wasn't together in Infinity War and why they lost, and then leading up to Endgame, everything. Like, there was so much in that movie. And, you know, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans did such a fantastic job. That end fight scene, still so much writing onto that. So, the Captain America Brave New World, which was originally called New World Order, has a lot to live up to. And you know, it's from that trailer just alone, to me, I'm like, okay, this is Marvel. This is the MCU. You know, this looks great. This looks gritty. It's got the same vibes as Captain America and Winter Soldier TV show that we got, which feels ages ago, which we see returning characters from that. You know, we've got Isla Bradley, who's also back from this, which unfortunately looks like he's been taken over by a Skrull at some point. He's in it. We've also, you know, there's a rumor that Liv Tyler is going to be in this, who was originally in the Incredible Hulk. We're going to be getting the leader in this as well, that we don't really see. We just see the back of his head, because anyway, he's going to have a big green head. You know, we see so much in this trailer. This trailer showed us so much, but also so little. We also finally see a set piece of the giant celestial head that stick out of the ocean. It feels like that's been so long since that's been addressed. Now, I was saying this to a friend the other day. Now, the rumored plot at this stage, or the rumored plot going into this, is that the celestial head was going to appear in Captain America Brave New World, due to the fact that apparently there was going to be a bit of a country war over mining the celestial head, because as they go to mine the celestial head, is that it's antimantium, and then instead of vibranium, so they can actually fight Wakanda, and because Wakanda's got all the vibranium, and it's going to be antimantium. I can't believe I could just stuff that up. Wolverine's claws, metal, Ant-Man is going to be mining, and that's going to be the material, and this will be a new material to fight against. So it's going to be, you know, that's leading into that and more of the X-Men vibe, and it's going to be moving forward. I also like to say thank you very much for Eric for coming past. Yeah, I think Cap 4 looks decent, but I feel like it's going to be better than decent to really get the MCU back on track, and we'll see. Dude, if you were here for just like 10 minutes ago, I exactly said the same thing. Watching this trailer just looked like, yes, this is the right direction. You know, we're getting Deadpool Wolverine, which is going to be R-rated, bloody, and a mix of, you know, Loki, the original X-Men, all in between. So we're getting that multiverse kind of movie, and then we're getting Captain America Brave New World, which is more of that gritty aspect, and hopefully fully away from anything like Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion had its ups, but a lot of downs. And yeah. It's funny because that, Secret Invasion's first episode was great, and the rest just seemed to fall to the side. So hopefully it's not going to be anything like that. And not to mention, we get the Red Hulk in this. Finally, which, if you freeze frame, you can tell it is indeed Thunderbolt Ross playing this Red Hulk. And it looks like it's going to be an all-out war between Red Hulk, Captain America, and there's also 2 seconds earlier, you can see a massive crash going into the White House. So it looks like it's going to be really strong. And I just hope it's going to look... The thing is, this movie is not only going to get Marvel back on track, and it's going to be the 4th movie in the Captain America franchise, so it's going to live up to that as well. So I'm looking forward to San Diego Comic-Con. I'm looking forward to what they're going to talk about this movie, what we're going to see. And I'm not saying this trailer showed too much. We just need to get the gist of it, and that is what we've got. And everyone I've spoken to said the fact that this looks great. Again, there's probably little bits in the CGI that need to be tweaked, but they've got 7 months, and 7 months until that comes out. So I'm over the moon for this, and I was looking forward to it, but now watching that trailer, I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm in. Let's go. Give me that Red Hulk. Give me Harrison Ford playing mocap and beating Captain America. I'm in. Say no more. And then not to mention, like, I don't want to see where are we going? Eric, it's wild to me when this comes out. I'll almost be a decade. Oh, holy shit, you're right. Eric on YouTube it's wild to me that this comes out. It'll almost be a decade since Cap 3. God damn. You're right. It's almost been a decade. Like, that's insane. That is absolutely sane to think about. Where are the Captain America? 2016. 2016 is when the last Captain America movie came out. So yeah, that's how long it goes. It currently sits on a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 4.7 on Amazon. Just showing how good that movie is. And probably the only thing which at this stage, which to me doesn't make a little bit of sense, but I'm sure they're going to explain it in the movie, is that Bucky isn't in the film. Bucky is going to be leading Thunderbolts. He's going to be in there, but apparently Bucky isn't going to be in this movie, which I feel a little bit like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Being because of the fact it's a Captain America movie, like, he should at least have some kind of cameo because he's been in every single Captain America movie, so he should be in here as well. So, but trailer, the hype, everything. Fingers crossed that Marvel's back on track, and San Diego Comic-Con, which again we got. After I think a lot of people do forget the fact because it does feel so long ago. We got X-Men 97. We got X-Men 97 this year, which was absolute banger, and was fantastic. So that was Marvel going, here's one win for the year. Deadpool Wolverine is next. Eric, I mean, I guess it's like Loki not being Love and Thunder. Take that as you will. That's true. That's very true. Loki wasn't in Love and Thunder, but we don't want Captain America Brave New World to be anything like Thor Love and Thunder at all, and I'm pretty sure that's an unanimous vote for that, and nobody wants that. And that could have been the downfall. That could be down because Loki wasn't in Thor: Love and Thunder. That's why I did so bad. But in saying that, there are some elements of Love and Thunder that are really good, so it's not. I still think Thor: Love and Thunder is still better than Thor 2. Take that as you will. All right, so let's get into The Acolyte, which again, this TV show is just like, yeah, no, yeah, wow, what the F is going on? That is just, and this episode is literally about, we get the flashback to find out what happened with Soul, why he's so gut-wrenching, what happens to the witches, and it's almost just comes down. Tobin is a dick who ruins it for everybody because he wants to get off the planet because he's bored in cultivating grass, and he really wants to get home to Coruscant to the point where he's gonna. There's a point, it's because of him that spoilers, left, right, and center, is that because he really wanted to go home, his entire witches die. One of the kids, May is believed to be dead. Kanaka, the Wookiee, goes absolutely insane and sees why he's ridiculous. Also, Eric, yeah, I think actually Thor: Love and Thunder, even the Dark World, are not bottom tier MCU at this point. With some of the other stuff they put out in Phase 4, mostly Disney Plus. Yeah, look, what would I put, Loth? Sorry, okay, I was trying to think of film. I would put Thor 2 above Ant-Man 3. Yeah, I would put it above Ant-Man 3. But I know it's the Marvels, not the Marvels, because I think the Marvels was still really good. Even though it had some of the lowest points, it was still really good. But I do understand that, yes, there is some that didn't. So basically, the Disney Plus era films are more of a hit and miss than anything, really. But before the Disney Plus era, Thor 2 was the standard bearer, and then we got Ant-Man 2. Ant-Man 3, which is a bit like pretty much. And I continued on because we need to find out what bloody hell's going on with Kang too. So yeah, so as I was saying, so Torben, this is just Eric on the Marvels. I think the worst MC film, and Quantumania is close second. I think it's. I don't know, like the Marvels. I liked better because, just about Miss Marvel, she carried the film. I thought she was fantastic in that entire role. I thought she did really good. And Ant-Man 3 just missed on a lot of things. Like Kang was really good, but pretty much like Kang and everything around it was just bad CGI and just all together. Just didn't hit that mark at all, and I really hope that doesn't happen to any other Marvel films either. But yeah, sorry, back to Torben. So this whole thing with Torben is the fact he's the one that caused all this entire mess. Oh, that's right. And Kanaka, who gets possessed by the witches. Stay with me. Kanaka gets possessed by the witches. Goes completely nuts, and why you should never let a Wookiee become a Jedi, or if a Wookiee ever became a Sith, holy shit, there's nothing you can do about that, because Kanaka nearly took on 2 Jedi and nearly killed them both straight up without any help at all. And the fact that Indara had to help him get his ability to get him unpossessed, and doing that, Indara killed all the witches in one go. I am not joking. That is legit what happened. I'm watching at the end. I was watching that. I was like, did she kill him? Like, what'd she do? Why'd they all die once unpossessed? All together. Eric, yeah, I mean it's a toss up between those two, but I like Eminem's character at least. I'm more, I guess. I know it's a, it's a toss between those two films, and I think as long as the MCU keeps going, like those are the two films that are going to be the two bottom feeders that we're always going to be tossing up on which was the worst film altogether. Oh, I'd like to say hello to Peter's Fat Boy for going past in the YouTube chat. Appreciate man coming past. If you, as always, same with Eric. If you haven't gone check out their channels, please do. Peter's Fat Boy is killing it over TikTok. That man has so many followers, and all the content he makes is fantastic. So you definitely go check him out. And everything Eric does is fantastic, and he was one of the best people to talk to about all this Marvel stuff and movie shit. And I can't wait when Eric comes back on, and we're going to be doing Joker 2 later this year. All together. But yeah, Torben, yeah. I'm not, this episode, it showed you the back. Peter's February. Worst film ever. Worst film ever. What was that movie that came out 2 years ago? Oh, Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up. It has to be one of the worst films ever made, period. That is the last movie I remember watching and got to the end and thought, this is a giant pile of shit. There is nothing when I watch, like even The Room. The Room is awful. It is a terrible movie. There's some little highlights in that. But Don't Look Up was just crap. And I could not give that more a lower rating on that movie because that's a giant pile of shit. No joke. But yeah, this episode of The Acolyte, Choice 7, like this is the last episode right before the final. So next week we're getting the final of The Boys. We're getting Acolyte. Peter's, I caught at the end of the conversation. I thought you were talking worst films. Oh, we were talking, we're just talking about Marvel, and we're talking about the worst Marvel films ever. And we're tossing up between, I didn't even realize your name was Eric too. Shit, that's on me. We were just talking about the worst worst Marvel movies ever. Was it Quantumania, or is it Thor 2, or is it the Marvels? I don't watch Disney Star Wars. Look, man, I understand why you don't watch Disney Star Wars. Trust me, like this show is a perfect example of that. Like Ahsoka that was fantastic. And I said week after week after week, but this is just, this episode was a flashback. So we find out what happened to the witches. We find out what was Soul. We found out Soul only saved one of the girls, Osha, and then let May die. So that's a bit gut-wrenching. But this is, you're just watching, and some things you just don't understand on what's going on. Like we got, probably one of the highlights was seeing Kanaka the Wookiee going nuts and seeing how brutal that fight seemed. That was great. Torben being a little bitch about going home, that was bad. And not to mention the mother going into a mist to try and connect with May, and then Sol was able to put his lightsaber in her when she was misting. I'm not kidding. That's exactly what this is like. Peter's too fat boy. Iron Man 2 wasn't great either. No. Iron Man 2 wasn't great, but it was still better than Thor 2. That was still better. Also, Disney like to take things I love as a child and mess them up. No, Disney doesn't do that. When has Disney ever taken something and made it a mess? Come on. When's Disney ever done that? Never. Eric, Iron Man 2 I think is pretty good compared to the ones we were talking about earlier. Well, it is. It's better. But yeah, Disney, this TV show unfortunately has been the definition of WTF. It's entire every week. Like, I'm saying these, I'm telling you what happened on screen, and it is that's how wild and weird this is. Eric, I don't know. I think I'm into it was one of those movies everyone says bad, but really isn't. Also, Peter's Street Fighter. Last year, Disney made all-time loss last year. Yes, they did. And I think that Disney's also lost a little bit more this year because as of, I think, 24 hours ago, they got hacked as well from some hackers. So it's not looking good for them right now. I know in saying that, people will say to you, oh, Disney lost so much because everything's so bad. Keep in mind the actors strike and the writer strike did delay a few things and did stuff up a lot. And not to mention, they should be all rightfully paid. So, of course, Disney earnings aren't going to balance out and going to be a little bit lower. So hopefully they're going to be better this year. Okay, Disney's earnings are ridiculous. But yeah, sorry, back to Acolyte. Yeah, it's just this episode was like, I was really excited for this episode because like, we're going to get back. We're going to go back and we're going to see what happened. And I was satisfied in what they told us and what why Sol really wanting a Padawan. They was we're going to help her. We're going to take her from the family. The council being like, nah, you can't take the children. You can't do that. But they take him anyway. They take him, and you find out why all of them messed up and why they all got killed. Peter is too fat boy. Eternals was boring as hell and Thor 2 both terrible as the most recent Thor film was terrible. Eternals, the Eternals was bad. I could say one of the worst films, but in saying that, it has some really great moments, and is one of the best movie adaptions of a speedster and of an actual speed person. I was like the Flash going. I think they portrayed her really, really good. Eric, I gave Ackler another try today, but still can't get through episode 2. Oh man, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. I can't get past episode 2. I really hope the Skeleton Crew at the end this year is going to be better than this, because god damn. Isn't Acolyte based on the least favorite Star Wars books? Well, Acolyte's based on it's based on the Old Republic books, and I don't think they're the least popular, but it's probably the least well known, to the public eye. Unless you're diehard fans. And I understand what they wanted to do with the show, but the show was booked, and understanding was it was going to be more about the Sith, which we've only got 2 episodes about the Sith, if that. So there's a lot they're going to have to wrap up in this last episode. I'm like, and there's no announcement of season 2, so it's a bit like, I guess, what's this leading to? Because this isn't leading to one of the movies like the Mandoverse, which the Skeleton Crew is in. This is just, whether or not they're going to season 2. But I think this show, I know, I've said bits where I'm like, it's fantastic, and other bits I'm like, this is really boring. But this episode was really I was expecting Torben to be the reason why all these witches die, and not to mention Indara apparently killing all of them when taking away their possession powers, and the mist and all that, and Soul. I really wasn't expecting all of that. So how this is going to go into the last episode is really interesting, and why fans are so divisive, if you will, on it. I fully understand why. I really do, and I feel that way. So again, it's like if someone says to me, do you recommend the Acolyte? I'm like, I recommend parts of the Acolyte. I still am now. I recommend parts of it. Eric, I think I've gone down on it a bit, but still one of the most I've enjoyed more than not. Oh, the Eternals. Yeah, the Eternals. Peter's too fat boy. Star Wars and Marvel and DC, all of this was used to be an event. I still remember back in 1990 with the first Batman film, everyone was so hyped and excited for it. It's no longer that. Yeah, look, let's be honest. Well, look, the last superhero film that was an event was Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, but more Avengers Endgame. That was the last one that was just that was the one that was the event, because That was where it was, even the casual people were talking about Endgame. Everyone was buying tickets. The hype was real. Like, it was massive. That actually, sorry, Eric, I stand corrected. No Way Home. No Way Home would be the last one, because that had so much onto it. Stand corrected. You got me there, Eric. You got me there. No Way Home. I completely forgot. I don't know why I forgot about No Way Home. But yeah, No Way Home, Avengers Endgame, they would be more the event superhero films that we got. Like Superman Legacy is not going to get to that. Fantastic Four is not going to get to that at all. Like, they're going to be big films, but not event films. Not like Oppenheimer and Barbie last year. The next superhero film that might be an event film is Secret Wars, which is just so far away, and we still know nothing about it. But again, Secret Wars will be hype, but will it be the same as Avengers Endgame? I don't think so. That's the thing. But yeah, sorry. Also, Peter's, we see a trailer, then a year later the movie came out, but streaming service now killing the cinema experience, unfortunately. They are. They are to agree. Do you mean, Eric, do you mean after DP and W? DP and W. Oh, sorry, Deadpool Wolverine. How did I miss that? I'm like, DP and W, what the fuck is that? I think Wolverine Deadpool's being a very big film. But yeah, it's hard to scale. Like, what do you consider like an event film? Like, I consider an event film is where everyone's talking about, everyone's going, the casual people are going to it, tickets fly off the shelves. And look, as I'm saying that's pretty much what Wolverine and Deadpool is right now. Yes, they are. Peter's Two Fat Boy Cinemas now just sequels and reboots. And you're right. And you're 100% right. Like, look at this year alone. Look at this year alone. Dune 2, Inside Out 2, Deadpool Wolverine technically is a threequel. Joker 2, the Penguin TV show is a sequel. A lot of it is all sequel. Next year, Superman Legacy is a reboot. Fantastic Four is a reboot. A Toy Story 5 is a sequel. Shrek 5 is that. And I saw someone the other day that was like, someone's tweet that was like, if you buy tickets to go see Deadpool Wolverine, this is just the example they said. If you buy tickets to Deadpool Wolverine and you don't buy tickets to regular movies that aren't sequels or anything, you're telling the cinemas, you're telling people that you only go see these films. And I understand that. But at the same time, this past week, we got the first trailer for Gladiator 2, which looked mad and looks sick. And I'm like, yeah, there's my money. I don't give a shit if it's a sequel. I'm going to see that because that looks fantastic. And it looks great. So, seeing a sequel or seeing a reboot is not the end of the world. Like, for example, Fantastic Four that we're going to be seeing. Yeah, Fantastic Four next year, yes, it's going to be a reboot, but it's almost a well overdue type of reboot that we've needed after the dismal Josh Trank Fantastic Four film we got. That was awful. And yeah, same thing. I also enjoyed Barbie 2. Barbie was fantastic, and it had a complete thumbs up from me. And that was the original film. Oppenheimer, original film. It's Ridley Scott. Yes, Gladiator 2 is indeed Ridley Scott, and that looks fantastic. But yeah, sorry, back to Acolyte. Yeah, this latest episode gave us the inside, but not the inside we really wanted, and it was just more confusing at the end of it all, and more of like WTF. But we got a great fight over it, I guess. But still, like, the last episode has to be like an hour long or a little bit more. There's a lot they're going to have to cover. All right, so let's get into The Boys, which is a lot better than Acolyte, a lot more consistent, a lot more brutal and action, and more about the Sith than anything else. If you like that, and you can find me on that. It was just like what this is going to be about. Now, The Boys. The episode is called The Insider. Now, again, next week we are getting the final of The Boys, final of The Acolyte, and then the week after that, we're going to be going into Deadpool. Okay, go have fun. Peter's, thanks for coming past, man. Really appreciate it. I'll be jumping on your next stream to come and say hi as well. But yeah, have a good day, man. But yeah, the boys. This episode was really good, and this is it's funny because I watch Acolyte, then I watch the boys, and I've said this week after week. It's like here's miss and match writing, and then here's great writing right here by watching the boys. Like it's funny watching it, just seeing the comparative quality. And I'm going to tell you right now, right here, is the fact that Gladiator, the boys, until Deadpool Wolverine come out, the boys, X-Men 97, and Invincible are carrying the superhero genre right now. Eric, I'm definitely seeing Gladiator 2. Yeah, take my money. That just trailer alone was like, I don't need to see another trailer. That's it. Here's my tickets. I'm in. Let's go. So as I just said, so those three shows are carrying the superhero genre right now, and we need Deadpool Wolverine to prove that all wrong. And like, here's Marvel back. Let's go. But the boys now. The boys, we remember the fact that season 4, season 5 is going to be the last season. And I saw that the actor who plays Mother's Milk said that he would love for it to end on a cliffhanger and go into a movie. I would love to see the boys end in a movie. That would be brilliant. Like the final big battle going into the movie, going into the boys, the movie would be great. Just on a production level, get more people exposed to the boys would be great. It's just not on Amazon Prime, and that Amazon money thrown in it too. Like, and you could do it. You could get the thing is, because they do that entire season 4, there's only so much they need to cover in the season 5 of the boys. Do a small flashback, anything, and then bang, let's get into it. So this episode was a lovely Christmas episode. And it was weird, bloody, and everything you expect from the boys. So, we get Ryan trying to do a Christmas special with some puppets that are telling basically to rat on your friends who don't like this or don't like that or different, which really doesn't sell with Ryan at all. He walks out on it because of how bad it is. And he was going to say something, but he does leave and doesn't say it further. I'm like, oh, what are we going to say? He was trying to say something, I'm going to tell the truth. And then he walked away, and he feels like Homelander's also ditched him because he's like, oh, I'm busy. I got stuff to do. Feels like he's left him. And then we get the Deep fighting with his octopus girlfriend, which he does kill her, which does have a long death altogether. Just such a long death scene. I'm like, we get that, and then you feel sorry for Deep, which Deep's like, nah, I'm just gonna kill everybody. Like, I'm just going nuts. I'll do anything for you, Homelander. So we get Deep and the Noir going to go fight the boys, Butcher, Starlight. Goes to do a great fight scene back and forth, which didn't look too good, like, as in the sense like someone's gonna die here. We find out the new Noir guy can fly, and all I could think of was that Shrek. It was like, he could talk, he can fly, It was like, I felt like Butcher in that scene, just going, holy shit, like, what the hell? So we get that great action set piece. We get a nice moment between A-Train and Mother's Milk, who looks like he wanted to be out and wanted to leave, which I completely understand why. But he comes back in and stays with the team because he's like, there's a job to do. We need to finish this. Which is good. I'm glad he didn't leave. Understandable, because A-Train's like, do you think this is going to end here? It's going to happen wherever you go. And we see A-Train finally flip. He saves the boys. He saves his family. Takes his tracking chip. Jesus. Takes that out, and he disappears. Takes his family, and he's out of here. Whether or not he's going to appear in the final is a different story, but I'm glad he finally got out. But I feel like he's going to come back very briefly, where he's going to finally... He's probably going to die trying to do the right thing for against Homelander, because the Homelander look absolutely gutted that he betrayed him. Homeland also fires Sage, which we did get, which is like, you're out of here. And now she does say, there's one person you won't be able to defeat, which I'm pretty sure he's going to say it's going to be himself or it's going to be Ryan. Because, if Ryan grows up to be just as strong as Homelander, he's going to kill him. He's going to kill him straight up. Especially get season 4. Like, he's going to grow up and he's going to try and murder him. We also get Web Weaver, who is such a gross character. Him being sick. Homelander kills him, but he's like, I don't feel too good. Just dies. Oh, that is such a gross scene altogether. We also get the boys going to hunt down who's going to be the shooter. So basically what's going to happen in the last episode is that there's going to be a massive rally. There's going to be a shooter, and it's going to try and take out the candidate, and who's going to try and find out who it is. The hard thing is the shooter is a shapeshifter who has this weird ability in the sense that she can shapeshift. So instead of being like nice and pristine like Mystique, she can shapeshift, but she has to rip off the skin of the previous person. I was like, ugh, that was gross. Which, not as gross as the ending thing where whoever the shapeshifter is, takes on Starlight, sleeps with Huey to go get the material that was on Newman, and takes it. And yes, as I'm saying, that's exactly what's happened. So right now, Starlight's in some kind of house, chained up. Huey just slept with a shapeshifter altogether. And I'd like to say hi. So I'd like to say hello to Mr. Mark My Words. Come past the YouTube chat. I was just saying at the beginning of this episode, man, how we went to the Twisters premiere and we went to the Long List premiere, which was awesome and fantastic. Definitely go check that out on Instagrams. But this last episode with the boys, again, is weird, wonderful, and effed up. We also wonderfully see Frenchie's back. He cuts off Kimiko's leg because she gets stabbed by Samir, who tries to give her the poison. But now they have a full leg of the virus to try and kill Homelander. And as I'm saying, this sounds just as weird as when I was watching it. Eric, oh God, I don't know. That's pretty nasty sounding that even the boys, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm okay with spoilers. Okay, good. I'm glad you're okay with it. But yes, that's just how nasty it is. Especially just the shapeshifter alone, I was like, that's a terrible gross ability. And what happened with Web Weaver was still just like, it wasn't like ew, it was more like, ugh. On two different levels. I'm like, hey, I could become anyone, but I have to rip off the skin to do it. Or Web Weaver is really the disgusting version of Spider-Man. Totally gross in these last two episodes. It's like, oh God. But yeah, that's what happens with Starlight. So as we get into the final, we don't Eric, that reminds me of Lovecraft Country, the skin ripping off thing. I quit the show after that started happening. Oh no, this is about, I'd say, I don't know the degree, but it's about the same. She's running through hallways and just ripping off, like throwing it everywhere, blood coming out. That's just how absurd it is, and just like, wow. Okay. So as we go into the final episode, we get the fact that Starlight's trapped, A-Train's gone, Sage is gone, which I think is getting a little bit more vindictive. We also find out that she was also sleeping with both Noir and the Deep, but didn't have to lobotomize her to be with Noir. Getting into this, so I'm so excited for the final. This episode was really good. It was strong. It was disgusting. Very boys into, again, building up that tension, building up that hype. Butcher's also laying out flat, passed out because of the tumor. It's not a tumor. He's all out. He's done. So it's just, this was a good episode. Again, it's keeping that train going up, that A train going up, seeing the team together. Someone important's going to die in the last episode. Has to. Everyone whose main's kind of like kept off, being a bit safe. So someone major's going to die. It just sucks that after next week, it's going to be 2 years until we get the season 4 finale. Because next year we're going to get Gen V season 2. Look, I'm like excited for that. Not to mention we haven't seen the Gen V characters again since 3 episodes ago saying that. So what's going to happen to them? What's going to be the final? Like, it's so much, and I'm loving The Boys. And again, as I'm going to say it, The Boys is currently carrying the superhero genre. Same with Invincible. Whew. It's all happening. It's all happening, and The Boys are showing that all together. But look, if you see it, let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think of the last episode of The Boys? Do you think Acolyte is a big pile of shit? Is Tobin a little bitch? And what did you think about Captain America: Brave New World and anything else? Disney being hacked. Eric, just checking. You've been watching House of Dragon. The last episode was insane. I haven't been watching House of Dragon. I've seen the memes of it, and I've seen everyone talking about it, saying how good this last episode has been. But I know this is going to come as a shock to everyone, and I can see the comments in the chat, is that I haven't seen Game of Thrones. Haven't seen it. That's why I haven't watched House of Dragon. And already, Mr. Mark words, I need to watch it. Or you need to watch it. Like, do I need to watch it, or you need to watch it? Whatever. But yeah, I haven't seen House of Dragon, haven't seen Game of Thrones, and I know everyone's gonna tell me why haven't you seen it? And I'm like, I understand why. I just haven't got the time. And like, I still haven't watched The Rings of Power. And even though season 2 is around the corner, and I still, everyone's also saying that you need to watch The Bear. Mark, I need to watch the House of Dragon season 2, but you need to watch GOAT. God, I'm like, I know, I need to watch Game of Thrones. I know, it's on the giant list. Ridiculous. Rings of Power. Oh damn! I thought you said you weren't as big as Sam. Oh damn! I thought you said you weren't as big as some, but didn't realize you hadn't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it. And Mr. Mark words. Oh, we are gonna have some words. I know. I haven't seen it. I know. I get it. It's one of those things that I need on the list with everything else. As I was saying, I still watch The Bear. Apparently, that's really good. So it's up there. I will get to it probably when House of Dragon season 5 comes out, which we all know. In saying that, we know House of Dragon season 3 has been confirmed, so that will be on the horizon coming. So, but yeah, all the reviews I've seen for House of Dragon season 2 have been great. I think they have been better than what season 1 was. So that's a really good positive. So, Mr. Mark words, you need to go watch that. You're on the list. It's just having time to watch these things. But yeah, and look, I would like to say thank you very much for Eric. Thank you very much for Peter's Fat Boy. Thank you for everyone who's come past for the show today. I really do appreciate it. And as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Light, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.